Here's some Monday motivation. Last night, I was watching a little bit of the NBA playoffs, and I was taking note at how big the players were. Right? There were players that were standing next to the refs. I'm sure these refs are not little. They look pretty thick. They look like they're pretty big guys. Know their way around the weight room and whatnot. But these guys are towering over them by like a foot at least. And I thought, wow, these are humongous giants. But then I took another note, and that was soon after that, one of them got injured. And so one of these big guys, all right, was actually vulnerable. And his name was Damian Lillard. He's an all-star. He's a great player. But he hurt his Achilles heel. If you know anything about the Achilles heel, it actually is symbolic in life for that which is most vulnerable. It goes back to some Greek mythology, and you can study that out if you want. But the idea is we all have a vulnerability or a weakness. We all have maybe several, but there may be something specific. And just like that strong, big guy, strong body, but something small in his heel took him out. He's out of the game. He doesn't come back. Not sure if he's coming back for the next game or not. But my point is this. What do we do with our vulnerabilities? Because we all have to, we have them. So first of all, I believe we have to admit, if you're lazy, undisciplined, greedy, displaying anger, outbursts, overspending, overeating, just different things like that in life, those are going to affect relationships. It's going to affect the outcome of your life. Now, in Scripture, the Achilles heel would be called the besetting sin. All right, that's Hebrews chapter 12. And that besetting sin is the idea that each of us have things that trip us up. All right, things that maybe nobody else falls to, but we do. And so, again, what do we do with this? We admit, first of all, that we have them. I have to admit that I have besetting sin in my life. And then that would be confessing it to God, all right, that I have it. And as a believer, the truth is I cannot overcome that sin on my own. But that next verse says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. And so the way that we overcome these Achilles heels in life and these besetting sins is we have to keep our eyes off of ourselves, off of our circumstances, and on God, on Jesus, who is the one who gave us his Spirit. When we receive Christ, we receive the Spirit of God in us, and he gives us the victory. And he's the one who's doing the work in us. And so we got to keep submitting ourselves to him and getting up in the morning and saying, God, you know my Achilles. You know the thing that trips me up. You know the weaknesses in my life. And God, I submit them to you. I submit my life, my body to you today. And God, I want you to have the victory. And then we just do our best to cast aside those besetting sins, those things that are holding us back, all right, so that we can run our race for God and for our families and for our life. So get out there today and make some things happen. All right, stay humble, pray hard.